Hello everybody, we are back here on the Hunter Call of the Wild. Today I wanted to take a closer look at the Sambar deer, as this is one of my favorite species on this reserve. I think the Sambar and Rusa are going to be my favorites, and the Banteng following's closely behind. But there's just something about the Sambar and Rusa, and especially now that we've seen the rares from the EW stream. When I recorded the last couple videos, that had not aired yet. We've had access to this quite a while before we're able to actually show it, so I've been hunting around, and as you guys have seen in previous videos, we've found some cool stuff. But today, we're going to take a look at the Sambar and really get a good idea of what we can expect with them. I know I killed so many Sambar in the first video of Emerald Coast, but it's just because I love them so much, and they are so cool and just well done. And I mean, just looking across, there is just so many beautiful Sambar deer. Now, something I've noticed about them that is a little strange, and I wasn't sure how to feel about this at first, there is a lot of level 4s. You guys have probably noticed that we see level 4s virtually every time we look at some Sambar deer. And to be honest, I have no idea why that is. But so far, it doesn't seem like it's made the diamonds any less rare. They still seem to be the same rarity of most diamonds. Maybe slightly more, I guess, but we'll talk about that later in the video. So there is this Sambar deer right here, level 4, 117. Honestly, I think what it is that maybe just too many of them say level 4. Maybe some of these should be level 3s, like this right here. This should probably be a level 3. I think that's really all it is. There's still a good amount of silvers, there's a good amount of golds, a good amount of bronzes. I think it's just that more of them say 4 than what we'd see with other species, so it gives the illusion that they're overspawning, when in reality, quite a few of these 4s end up scoring silver. There's that first one we shot. This is definitely the nicest looking Sambar deer, and it is a 158 gold, so that is a really big one. It also weighs 289 kgs, max is 300. That is a really nice looking diamond right there. Or not diamond, but a really nice gold that is almost diamond, I should say. Here is this Sambar right here, a little bit of a different fur type, and honestly, that looks good. I don't know which one I like more, the light brown or some of the darker colored ones. I think they all look good, but there's something about this right here. This light color just looks really nice. And for anybody that is curious on when you can hunt these Sambar deer, you're going to want to change the time to 17, and they drink from 17 to 20, so you got a good 3 hours to be looking for Sambar deer around their drink zones. Throughout the rest of the day, you can find them usually relatively close to water in some of the open areas, kind of like these fields over here. Just feeding and resting, and usually it's still pretty decent hunting, so if you don't want to go with that later drink time, then there's still possibilities for some good hunting. That is another Sambar on the ground. Another thing that I've really noticed about the Sambar deer is most of them are max weight estimate. They seem to be very similar to things like the caribou, in the fact that they always seem to be max weight estimate for the most part, aside from like a couple ones that are lower. This fur right here is actually not too bad either. I do like the Dusky Gradient. I feel like it's probably my second favorite fur type, just behind that light brown. But, you know, we're still really early on in this, so that could change over time. Okay, we got some right here. I don't know if we'll be able to get them. And, of course, they ran right as I was trying to take the shot. But it is what it is, I suppose. You know, to be honest, I kind of want to get that one instead, so if it gives us a shot, we'll take it. But, I mean, he's booking it right now. You know, even though we have so many rifles that we can use on these Sambar deer, something just makes me want to shoot one with a 300 Magnum. It's kind of like similar to the red deer, where I just feel like I should be able to do this. It just feels right to be able to use a 300 on a Sambar deer. I'm kind of curious why we can't. You know, we're not focusing these dudes, but I really want to shoot this Rusa deer as well, because that is a nice level 4. And the Rusa deer is something I've not hunted a lot of, because unfortunately they do drink at night, so that's kind of sad. The only Rusa deer that I've shot have been ones that I've found just randomly like this. I'm hoping that maybe in the future they'll consider removing their drink zone from nighttime and making it in the daytime, just so they get a little bit more love and aren't surpassed as much as what I fear they may be. But you know what? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you think it's fine having the rooster deer drink at night? Or would you prefer that they drink at least partially in the light, like the Sambar deer? Or, I mean, in midday would be amazing as well. So there is our Sambar deer. This one is a smaller level 4. And, I mean, come on. 300 Magnum would just be so fun to use on these. I'm kind of sad we can't use it. But it is what it is. There is another Sambar deer across the way. And now it's a dead Sambar deer. There it is, another level 4, as we always see with these. 128.18, so just barely a gold and really nice looking Sambar. We got a few more Sambar deer rolling up onto the shoreline here. Let's try to get this thing to move a little bit. One of the first level 3s we've been able to take down because there's just so many 4s. That we really don't get a chance to shoot anything that's not a 4. I mean, even right there. That's another 4 right there. They are just all over, man. And that's going to be another one down. Man, we are just taking these things out. It also feels like there is a lot of Sambar deer on the map. Like a huge population of them, which I'm really happy with, to be honest. It's going to make it a really fun species to hunt for. There's the level 4. This one is a 118.17. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of silver level 4s. So I think really there is just some type of weird thing with them where they're very similar to stuff like caribou, and you get a lot of ones that are high level. You get a lot of high weight estimates, but the diamonds don't seem to be inflated at all from what I've seen. At this point, I've killed probably close to 100 Sambar deer, maybe even a little bit more. And the only diamond that we have found is the one that we're about to take out. So I think without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the first diamond that I've been able to get of the new species. A beautiful max weight Sambar deer. So when I spotted this guy, it was about 1 a.m. in the morning, so absolutely no commentary over it. So we'll just kind of talk through everything. This was the first diamond that I ended up finding on this early access look, so I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know if this was going to be the biggest they could get, as this was the first one that we had seen, but as you could see with the weight estimate, or not the weight estimate, but the score estimate, it was guaranteed to be a diamond, and there was absolutely no way that it could troll, so I had a pretty good feeling that it was going to be a giant. We ended up taking it down and getting a look at it, and it was max weight, so this is about as big as they get. This is probably the biggest you'll be able to expect out of them, though there's always a chance that there's another rack that these max weight ones can get. We've only seen a couple of racks for the early access phase for the Sambar deer, so it's hard to say what they can actually do and how many different racks there is, but I'm sure we will see that all with time. Now, let's get back into the action. As you guys can see, that is quite the impressive beast, and definitely one of the diamonds I really want to search for when this map fully releases. Who knows, maybe we'll even try a herd management Sambar grind, as I would like to try and get a super rare. I am a huge sucker for the piebald that these Sambar have, and I'd love to get a super rare with that beautiful piebald coat. So we might consider it, but it's not a guarantee. So at this point, I've checked most of the waterways for the Sambar deer. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to one of the spots that we hunted very heavily in the first video that we did on Emerald Coast, because there's a good chance we might have some respawns throughout there. So we're going to follow this river and see what we can find. Oh my gosh. Well, this is not what I was expecting. But to be honest, I probably should have expected it. There we go. Crocodile down. Of course, our first crocodile encounter of the day is getting attacked. Who would have thought? Of course. We hit it 3 times, unfortunately, but that is a 908. That is a big boy. That is a big boy right there. There we have another Sambar deer. This one, another small level 4, as most of them are. I believe it is the only one in the area, so we're going to keep moving. There it is. That is a beautiful small level 4 Sambar deer. Honestly, given a lot of these do look similar, but they just look so good that I love them. Now, one thing I have not done yet is check the true score. Let's see if they're even. Yeah, that's perfectly even. Jeez. Ooh, that is a big Sambar. That actually looks like a very solid Sambar deer. Question is, can we get a spot on it? It's in the water. We got aquatic Sambar deer. Oh my gosh, we got teleporting Sambar deer now. And we got behind the tree Sambar deer to finish it off. That was awful. What happened there? Let's go ahead and get 2 more down. Both of these are level 3s. So they are actually much smaller than some of the other ones we've seen, which is really rare, as most of the ones that we find are 4s. There we go. That is a 100.39, so about 20 points below gold. Solid little looking Sambar deer. Honestly, they look great at pretty much any size, but there's just something about those big 4s and 5s that just look so insane. These ones are great, but man, the 4s and 5s are just next level. And there is the other one. Let's just swing by and grab it real quick. 103, so a little bit bigger than the last, but pretty much the same in terms of looks. My gosh, the amount of Sambar deer in this zone right now is insane. This is one of the zones we hunted earlier. There was only like 2 males last time. I guess one of the herds was just late because they are everywhere right now. Absolutely everywhere. Let's go for this 4 as well as one of the 3s. And just like that, we got 2 of them down. Amazing. At the time of recording this, it is still a few days before early access can be shown to everybody. I believe right now it's actually the 13th, so I still got a few days before the 16th, which is when the early access can be shown off to the public. So I think what I'm going to do is over the course of the next few days, I will continue grinding for some more Sambar deer, and anytime I find a trophy, I'll end up recording it. We'll just tag it onto this video so that you guys can see all of my trophy Sambar that I get throughout this period of time, all in one video. Let's just go ahead and drop this level 4 right here. It is next to a ton of red fox, which do seem pretty incredible on this map. By the way, this seems like it's going to be a really good fox map, which I really did not expect that to be the case, but it really seems like it is. So I think it's about that time that I just start grinding extra hard over the next few days and try to get a trophy Sambar. And of course, whenever I get that, you guys will see it right about now. Well, that is another level 5 Sambar deer. So we have managed to get 2 of these to spawn, which is honestly pretty crazy. That is a beautiful sight. Now, it's been probably about 100 kills since I did get that other 5 to spawn, so they're definitely not spawning super fast like I thought they might. I figured just with how many 4s there is that maybe 5s would be too common, but it doesn't look that way. It looks like they're spawning right on cue, 100 kills to get this guy, so definitely seems like there's no issues there. Let's go ahead and take the shot. I believe this one is a guaranteed diamond, or at least as close to guaranteed as you can possibly get. So, just drop a shot right in there, and down he goes. You know, now that I think of it, maybe this isn't guaranteed. I think 166 is actually diamond, and I believe this one is 156 minimum estimate. So, I might be wrong. This might not be guaranteed, but regardless, this is a really nice looking Sambar deer. I am so happy that we've got this lucky with them. 171.76, so it's definitely a nice one, not as big as the others, so we actually will get to compare them in the lodge, which is amazing. You love to see it. Oh my gosh, no way. That's a diamond? Wow, that is absolutely insane. I thought maybe this thing had a chance. I didn't actually think it would make it. Are you kidding me? That is such a cool diamond. Not even a 5 either. That is a level 4 and it just barely made it. That is so cool. You know, I knew from the beginning that this thing looked huge. I didn't know that it was actually going to be like a diamond huge. I thought maybe it'd be a few points below, but it actually is a diamond. That is wild, man. That is wild. Okay, so I just realized that I forgot to show the Sambar deer in the lodge in this video, and it's the day that I have to upload it now. So as I'm editing this, we're just going to slap a photo up of them side by side to insert into this video so you guys can at least see them side by side. They do look quite different, actually. I'm kind of surprised how different they look. So that means there's probably at least a couple more racks, I would imagine, because one of these is a small one, the other is a really big one. So what are the in-between ones going to look like? We're going to have to find that out for ourselves, so let's just jump back into the video. We'll find it out probably once full release hits. Well, everybody, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. As I said earlier, there's been quite a few days going into recording content for early access because we got this very, very early, way before we were actually able to show it off to the public. So we've had a lot of time to record, which makes it so those 2 diamond Sambar deer were actually about 2 days apart, if I'm not mistaken, which is definitely not anything too wild. You're not going to be getting a ton of diamonds immediately all the time, unless, of course, you're doing herd management. So we managed to get them about 2 days apart, and I think roughly 100 kills, which is not too bad. It's definitely not bad at all. But I definitely am a big fan of these Sambar deer. I think they are a really cool addition to the game, and they're going to be a really fun thing to hunt. Another thing I really thought was cool was running into that random hog deer. I didn't even expect it to make it. I just wanted to test out the 22-250 on a hog deer, and I saw that that was a nice one, so I took a shot at it. Turned out to be a diamond, so that became part of this video as well. In the future, I think what we'll probably do is take a look at the Rusa deer, since we have not done that much as of now. We did a little bit in episode 1, and we just took a shot on one, but we haven't really took an in-depth look at the Rusa or the Banteng or anything like that, so there's going to be more videos like this in the future on different species for sure. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is going to be it for today, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace!